Gonna make this video real quick just for the people that want to delete the AC in their Mazdaspeed 3 or 6. These are the 2.3 liter MZRs that come in our cars, of course, and typically you'll have an AC compressor here and a power steering pump here, and the belt does one of these sort of deals. You know, it goes all over the place. You guys know how it is if you own the car. There is an option to delete the AC that does not require buying a $300 AC delete pulley, and it is off of an NC Miata. If you'll notice here in the timing cover, there is sort of a relief cutout here for the NC Miata sort of style pulley. What they actually do instead of using AC is they just have a pulley here that ends up making the belt come out just enough to pass the water pump and wrap around the AC or the power steering pump and then go through the rest of its sort of layout. This is an OEM part you can buy from Mazda. What I actually ended up doing was using a spare tensioner pulley I had. It's the same size pulley. It's a 3-inch pulley, 6 rib, of course, for the belt. And I ended up getting a little spacer for the inside of it that actually fits perfect, as you can see there. It just makes it an M10 sized hole. And then I ended up getting a longer bolt and just stacking some washers on here. Let me show you. So here we have our bolt. This one is pretty long. It's just because that's what I had laying around. If you guys were doing this from scratch and you bought the pulley from like Rock Auto or Mazda or anything like that, it'll actually come with all the bolts and spacers you need, so you don't have to worry about this, but this is just showing you how to do it. We'll go ahead and stack our pulley on top of here, just like so. As you can see, fits over no problems. And then we'll take our stack of washers I ended up using. We'll go and stack that on top of there as well. Now that's how we're looking. Now we'll actually take this whole thing, go ahead and throw it up into our timing cover here, thread it in, and then we will run her down. There you go. That's simply all there is to it. Now you can see we have a pulley right here. It is freshly greased up, ready to go. And you can also see with the spacer alignment I have, it is lined up with the crank pulley. And if you were to throw a 6-rib belt on there, it'll actually line up perfectly. I will actually go ahead and steal the pump off my 6 right now, and I will put it on here so you guys can actually see the layout of it. That way you know what size belt you would need and just exactly how it routes. It is pretty interesting. This is not very talked about. I've seen it like once on a forum, but there's not much information about it. So I'm definitely happy to share the knowledge if I can. And we do have the power steering pump on here, so now I can actually put a belt on it. This is the belt I picked up today. It's a 87-inch belt. I did kind of mess up. I should have gotten an 87.5 or 87.3, 87.4, something like that. It does fit. Very tight though, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the routing, and then I'll end up picking up the correct size belt and throwing it on. That way I have a little more slack in the system. That way it's easier to install and doesn't put as much stress on everything. Here you can see our belt routing setup. Sun's a little bright, so I do apologize for that. But you can see it wraps around literally exactly like the factory belt, but this just gets rid of the large compressor there. You can see routes straight up, has a good amount of distance between the water pump, not going to be an issue there. Goes straight to the power steering and down. So like I said, 87.5-inch belt is what you want to use. This will work, but it is very difficult to install it, and I'm sure in the car it's going to be a real pain. So 87.5-inch belt, 6 rib is what you need. So the part number for this particular belt would be a KO60875. That would be the Gates Micro V part number to run this setup with the shorter belt that allows you to get rid of the AC compressor. Just adding this clip in here very quickly. This is to demonstrate the longer belt. This is an 87.5-inch belt. You can see now there is way more slack on the whole system. You can actually get the belt on like over the power steering pulley with the ribs on it, so that's obviously a great thing. And you can also see down here there is about a 1/2 inch of space for the tensioner to actually tension outwards again if the belt were to stretch through age or anything like that. So 87.5 is what I would prefer to get. Now it's gonna be running good, and I can't wait to throw this in the car with the new setup, have more space, less weight, and just be more reliable.